This is Ouch My Wallet, hosted by Robert Simmons, a production of the TFYLP Network.
Hi, and welcome to Ouch My Wallet. Tonight, Wednesday night, was April 29th. Robert actually had to bow out for tonight, so I am filling in his place. And I have some other fine people with me tonight. So I have Peter.
Forever Destron.
I've got Michael.
What's up, everybody?
And then I got Paul.
Greetings.
So yeah, I don't know who actually wants to start tonight. Michael, I know that you have. Is this your first Ouch My Wallet? I think.
I mean, it's my first Ouch My Wallet since it stopped being a segment on the main show like 6 years ago.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. When the shows somehow the shows are still like way too long. Even without Ouch My Wallet, but they were even.
Next,
even
we used to
longer
spend the
back
first
then.
hour and 30 minutes talking about our toys, and then wouldn't get to the topic until after that.
Right,
Hour 4.
Right.
So now we just talk about different recipes and composting and whatnot, and talking about
That sounds about right.
or cats or just whatever. So but I do want to mention that Michael was the one of the people that helped start the Discord server. So if you guys are interested, it's in the show notes, and I think we posted on Facebook and whatnot too. I'll try and put another link up on Twitter, but it's been actually a really good experience overall with the Discord. Like, I'm pretty new to the app and whatnot myself, but it seems like it's very active, and there's a lot of different people in there interacting, and we're kind of in there daily talking about the different news of the day and different reveals and whatnot. So.
Me and Anna talk about Nicey at least twice a week.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So, yeah. Anyway, I wonder, do you think that's actually going to come out?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but when? I don't know. The Show Z changed their date from April to just 2020. So who knows?
Will it be one of those ones where it somehow comes out under a different company, like the Zeta Unicron, where it's, I don't know what the company name is now.
Fancy Cell.
There is no company.
Right. So.
How many people are going to get that and display it with the not Unicron head and just have it with that weird funky
cone?
Yeah, the
white cone?
One person. I don't know who it is. Peter, what do you think? Should we make the new guy go first?
I don't care.
I think so. So Michael, show us what you got.
Sure, I got a bunch of stuff. Because there's nothing better to do right now than to buy toys. So I'm going to start off with someone in the Discord hooked me up with the reissue Soundwave for $30.
Nice.
I am unfamiliar with that character.
Yeah, right.
Blue guy.
This is the first Soundwave I've owned, and the stickers on it are garbage. I'm gonna have to buy some repro labels or something. But yeah, so for $30 I got him. But then after I got him, I'm like, well, now I gotta hunt down the cassettes. And then Jack, you guys might know him. He was like, my Walmart has them all for $11. don't go toy hunting. But they had them all for $11, and I was like, if you pick them up for me, I ain't gonna complain. So I got his babies as well. So within 2 days, I got my first Soundwave, and I got all my cassette guns that are on store shelves. I think they released the dinosaur, the 2-pack thing too, didn't they? Was that like a Hasbro Pulse thing?
Yep.
And that thing,
Yeah.
there was actually something to that because I've heard like some of them got destroyed in the factory by accident. Like some fell. I don't know. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
Who knows? But nevertheless,
Don't perpetuate that garbage.
Nevertheless, several people, like a lot of people, got their orders canceled from Hasbro Pulse with that,
Or seriously delayed.
or yeah, and so so yeah, they're actually, those are somewhat hard to find.
Oh yeah.
You want to hear an addendum to that story, Lucas?
Yeah.
They were plentifully available on Amazon Canada.
Oh really?
Many months after everyone got their orders canceled.
They accidentally shipped them to
Really?
Canada.
Interesting.
I got some.
Well, there you go. The pro tip from Paul. So, are they still available on Amazon Canada, or are they gone now?
No. That was like a 3-day, 3-minute thing, but it did happen.
Yeah.
The pro tip is know someone in every country in the world that speaks English.
Or if you could speak multiple languages yourself. So my question is, so Paul, like, or Peter, for those Walmart reissues, like, have you gotten those and opened them up yourself?
I haven't opened them. I bought them and binned them, threw them in the tote. Bye-bye.
Same here. I didn't bother opening them because I don't collect the cassettes. I just collect Soundwave.
Well, my question was, like, with Soundwave and all of those is what's the quality compared to the originals? Because I'm the same as you, where I've bought all these reissues as well, but I'm buying them so that I have the mint and seal box. And I normally don't do that. I normally open up all my toys. But then if they go on clearance, like I have the Hot Rod that went on clearance, like a second copy, and the Soundwave, like, you know, I don't know, I may pick it up if it goes on sale, like online or something, but it's not a huge, you know, to open up or whatever, but it's not a huge priority for me. So, but yeah, I was just curious to see how you felt the quality was on the reissue Soundwave compared to the original.
I mean, I would say I never had Soundwave as a kid. Like, I never had like a fresh one out of the G1 box, you know, and I probably wouldn't have even remembered what it felt like, or you know, because I would have played with it so much it would have just gotten destroyed over the years, and no one cared like what it felt like back then, because we weren't collectors yet. But I would say
you always remember what it felt like. It's ingrained in your mind. You know, that first time you transform Wheeljack or Metroplex or whoever, it's like,
Yeah.
a reflector. When you get your reflector and you've saved up and you've been doing your chores and you get that reflector and you open that box and that styrofoam's there and you carry it around in the fucking styrofoam for like 6 weeks until your parents are like, throw the box away, Peter. And you're like,
it's just a white box, Peter.
Hey, it kept everything in nice little tray, little spots. You never forget that, man.
You're right, but I mean, as far as the feeling of the toy, I kind of forget because after playing with it for years, like I can't remember what it felt like fresh out of the box, like I do now, like where you just get it out of the box, you play with it a little bit, and probably put it on the shelf. I think the reissues are great, and they remind me of the originals, but some of the materials might be slightly different from like a chemical standpoint, so they might, you know, stress differently or something, but it feels very much like Soundwave, but I can definitely tell it's a reissue, which might totally conflict with what I just said, but I think it's a quality toy, if that's what you're really wanting to know.
Yeah.
It's just as good, if not maybe slightly inferior to the original. I don't know.
Looking at Swift's copy right now, his doesn't do the lean, his doesn't do the sag, his doesn't do all the things that even new Soundwaves back in the day kind of did that, the Soundwave pitch, you know? And his, I can see his legs are nice and straight. Hold it back up.
Stands pretty straight.
There you go. Sexy.
Now, I always saw pictures because this is like one solid chrome piece in the middle. Was it always that way?
There was a mold variation.
Uh-oh. What were the variants, Peter?
There was a vintage mold variation where it was like multiple pieces of. So I'm playing with my crotch. You can't see it; it's out of frame. But there were multiple chrome pieces with a plastic divider around the buttons, and then there's the one where it's the solid piece that just juts out like that. And I don't remember. I think it was the Sound Blaster retool when they redid the tools for Sound Blaster that they used for later reissues of Soundwave. But I could be wrong because there was that Toys R Us reissue for Universe in like 2005 or 2007 or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I was kind of surprised because up to this point, hadn't all of his reissues been? Yeah, they were based off that, like, what was it, eHobby Sound Blaster that had the double tape chest. So have they reissued him with the single tape?
I think the TF before? The collection, the book version, had the single. I think.
Yeah, it's like ever since, and I think this is. I remember it being a big ass deal to me when they released that Sound Blaster mold in blue. I think I like flipped out and ran around my house, and like they've reissued it like that. I think almost every time.
Just about.
But there might be exceptions, but this one's definitely like the original. But like Peter said, there's lots of little variations, especially with Soundwave. They remolded it a few times. And another thing you didn't mention, the only reason I'm even talking about it because you already covered it, is the slotted fist versus non-slotted fist. And I don't remember what the reissue has. So there's either a little gap like in his wrist, that is slotted fist. There you go. So I think that is what they all are now. But there are some early ones like Cassette Man mold ones that don't have the slot.
Yep.
Nerd.
So if you're chasing down your sound waves, you're going to need the Gig Soundwave and the Cassette Man Soundwave and the Microchange Soundwave and the Microchange Gift Set Soundwave and the Gen 1 Pre-Rub Soundwave and the Soundwave in the TM box and the Soundwave Pre-Rub in the R box, Soundwave Rub in the R box, and then you start getting into your reissues and Sound Blasters. So these are things that you have to have in your head when you're stuck. So...
Yeah, I always appreciate though because like I know guys like Maz have done articles on that on the source report where he'll go through the different variation or like Bryce Rutledge would do that on his blog and whatever. It's like here's what the original one was like, here's what the different variations, here's when they redid it and blah blah blah. Like you were saying, you're going through all the different variations and it's somewhat interesting.
Circle stamps, Hasbro stamps, the dates change. It says 74 on some because that was the Microman dates, and it's just it's a mess. And people who Frankenstein their toys. They're like, oh, this one has floppy arms and this one has floppy legs. Yeah, you see? Yeah, exactly. So people do that though. They'll combine, two junkers and say, oh, it's the original, but it's a mess. Right. You got to be really careful with what you're putting your money into.
So I just went and checked at my Ouch My Wallet listeners will remember when I had my Mexican IGA Soundwave, it has a slotted fist. But it has the separated buttons. With the imprint. I'll just pull it.
But like depending on what you're doing, like so say like just a basic generic G1 Soundwave, right? Like if you just went and got one off of eBay like in decent condition, like how much are you paying normally for that? Isn't it like I don't know, like I mean it's not that expensive. It's not terrible.
With all the reissues and options that you have now, I mean don't spend more than $100 on a nice minty Soundwave. Don't. Right. I mean, you're gonna spend a little more if you want the pre-rub or whatever, or the circle stamp or whatever. But
yeah, I was gonna say it kind of depends on like what you're going after, because like there's some collectors that really don't care, that they're just like like I want a Soundwave, and I think this is a fantastic option for for those people. So
that's basically where I was. Like, I mean, I have a very very small G1 collection. It's basically just. Oh, this is Optimus Prime, or I accidentally stumbled upon a Jetfire at a convention, right? So I was like, you can't go wrong with Soundwave. He's iconic. He's cool. I mean, this toy is cool.
Well,
One of my
It
favorites.
There's nothing about this that doesn't like stand the test of time. It's just a cool toy, and all the cassettes are fun. I actually had to rip the heads out of. So just as I mentioned, I had to rip the heads up out of the Frenzy and the Rumble because they were actually getting stuck because they're on the springs, and I had to basically pull them until they popped out and then push them back in so that they wouldn't get stuck. And he still gets stuck. It worked a little better on the other guy. I'm not gonna get into the rib fur debate here. This is Frenzy, by the way.
I feel like that's a pretty common way that toy works. So nothing wrong.
Rumble is red. You are correct.
I'm glad to have an ally here.
So Mike, if you just want to see comparatively, this is I believe the old school Soundwave with the buttons.
Yeah, see, those are the buttons I was thinking of, and I was like.
And then look at the chest. Look at how it's internal. The hinge is internal there. You can't see it. And I believe yours is on the outside, maybe.
Yeah, it hinges out onto the. It's hard to see.
Yes.
Onto the buttons.
Yep. So those are the main
too high up.
Two different versions of the mold. It's usually I'm not sure what the real pedigree is. Some of them might have mix and match, the buttons and the non-slotted and the outer hinge or something. You got to do your research on that. I'm not a scholar that much enough to know offhand.
But yeah, if anyone buys these and the heads are sort of stuck in there, you can just pull them up out of that slot and then stick them back in. It doesn't break it. The spring comes out with it. And then the springs seem to work better, at least on one of them, not on both of them. Frenzy's still a problem. But yeah, cool toys. My first time experiencing them, playing with them and everything, and I'm happy about them.
Nice.
Cool. All right, Peter, you want to go next?
Sure. I have, like it was said earlier, nothing better to do right now other than buy toys, and I have a whole bunch of stuff in my rented space that I haven't opened yet, but I haven't sorted through it or anything. So some other things I'd like to show off. We're doing 3 rounds. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So I've got I picked this guy up. This is going to be a 2-part round. You can see
Transbots, yep.
It's Transbots Gen 2 Death Wish, or what do you call it, Dead End. So now I have all 4 of the Limbots for their monolith, or the Menasor thing. So I'm really excited about that. But I didn't have anyone for them to fight. I never opened up my Gen 2 Sideswipe Masterpiece, and I have Regenesis Sphinx over there, but he needs a buddy. So I also picked up a spare Gen 2 Sideswipe with the Rambo kit, so everyone can fight. And I guess my next plan is to get the Fans Hobby Gunfighter 2, which is their version of Laser Prime with his trailer, and then maybe the Make Toys Hellfire, and maybe the Make Toys Starscream in the Gen 2 deco, and maybe the Make Toys Downbeat in the Gen 2 deco. Whatever. Or get some stickers or whatever, however you want to do that. So yeah, I'm on the Gen 2 train for the next 8 minutes or so until I get distracted by something else.
So is the Motor Master not out yet?
The Gen 2 version is not out yet. The Gen 1 version is out. Half of them is out or something. I think the cab came out. I don't know if the trailer's out yet, or maybe it's the other way around.
Is that the one with the mile-long trailer, or is that a different?
No, that's
No,
the DX9. DX9 has the trailer. It's this long. And it's okay, and that's in my cart at Josie. So it's coming. I'm just for background. I'm getting the Fans Toys set, I'm getting the DX9 set, and I'm getting the Gen 2 versions of the X Transbot set because I have brain damage.
Well, hopefully the Motor Master will come out this fall, because they moved TFCon Toronto to September as of right now, and then the other one's going to be in Chicago in October as of right now. Like obviously things can change, but that's
I'm hoping
the
they do not.
tentative plan. I mean, I think that probably even if they don't happen, that they'll probably do the same thing they did before, where they just release the stuff online. And I know the G2 X Transbots, I think you can get those through a couple different places. I think Toy Dojo and Ages 3 and Up, I think both have them.
I got him from Shozy or TF Safari, one or the other. But yeah, they're available. They're around.
Yeah.
So. And this is the first time I've played with the Gen 2 Sideswipe since I opened my original Masterpiece Sideswipe when that thing came out like a decade ago, and I've completely forgotten how just lackluster and boring that mold is. It's intuitive, it's fun, it's fine, it's whatever. Get on the shelf. Yeah.
I just love the Lamborghini Countach. So.
Oh, no arguments with the Countach. I love me Countach, but this, I mean, it's really just basic B nonsense.
Yeah, so I bought him like last year, like last August or September or whatever, when Big Bad Toy Store was doing their like 20th anniversary sale for like $50 or something like that. And I got him and I was like, oh yeah, Masterpiece toys used to be simple.
Funny.
it's
Because
like
just
8
gotten
steps
over like just gotten over like MP44 and stuff like that, right? Like it was like.
So the Rambo kit, is that available anywhere still?
I looked and was unable to find it at retail anywhere. I found this one with the kit on eBay for $50 or so. It was like 50
nice.
plus shipping. Yeah, so I was really happy to get that. The bracket for the launcher to mount the launcher is broken, so I'm just going to glue that. It's just like a little clip, 2 parts. I'll just glue that or not use it. I don't care. This is for my loose one. It's my loose display guy. He doesn't need a rocket launcher. He's got the sword. He's got his 2 guns. He's got the bandolier. We're good.
Right. So.
And I have a sealed one in the storage unit. So. Right.
Very cool. So yeah, I know you can get that Sideswipe. I think still at Big Bad on clearance. So, and it's a great toy. It's actually probably my favorite of the Sideswipe molds if you're gonna get one.
I love the wacky G2 accessories and all this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, and that cover was always great.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
They must have just made too many of those or something.
Yeah.
If it's still for sale, like that's
they might have just overestimated the nostalgia for G2. I was reading G2 from the get-go, and I was buying the toys from the get-go. I was like super psyched to like turn off my G.I. Joe buttons and get back on Transformers when I saw that G.I. Joe or the Transformers Gen 2 was coming out. I saw that first commercial like coming soon from Marvel Comics, and I was like shit the bed. Just whoa, this is awesome. So I miss that feeling. I miss being excited for things.
Those days will come back, I promise.
Yeah, one day. What do you got, Paul?
Well, what I got is a right arm of my half-formed Devastator. I got Scrapper, and here he is, ready to pinch you.
Nice.
How have those been? Are they?
I think they're great.
Are they great?
They're pretty okay. Yeah.
I thought maybe about this much about getting them. Like, not a lot because I don't really collect movie, but like a combiner is a combiner. It's always fun.
I'm kind of with you on that. As far as Studio Series goes, I've only opened a couple of figures, but I have consistently opened all of the Constructicons because I want to have that experience of building that ugly ass Devastator.
I mean, I had that little the Legends one or the Cyberverse one or whatever it was called at the time. Yeah. And that thing was a lot of fun, even with how simple it was. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm like this close to biting the bullet on that one and buying these.
I mean, I think that the Studio Series toys have all been really good toys, I think, overall. I haven't really been that disappointed in the ones that, like, I'm kind of the same way where I've only picked up a handful of Studio Series. Like I try and pick and choose, but like all the ones I picked up, I've enjoyed.
I mean, I think they're definitely saving the best for last, and maybe it just seems like these are the best because
some bumblebees. Is that what they're saving for last?
well, I mean, of the Constructicons, because this is one we never really got before, and he's hardly even on screen. So it's, I mean, they just released these in kind of a weird way. They started with a new guy, which was Scrap Metal and Hightower, and then we got like, we got characters we got in the first toy line, like Rampage and Long Haul and Mixmaster, but now we're on to the two that never really existed, which is Scrapper and
concept
Overload.
art mostly, and
maybe
half a second glimpse in the movie.
But I opened this guy so I'd have him on the show tonight, and I actually transformed him. I'm planning to just make a Devastator out of these. But I'm really impressed with this guy. He's kind of cool because he's got like a nice... He doesn't have like 100% articulation, but he has sort of a profile that you don't see a lot. He's kind of like lanky, but like he's kind of hunched over. Like he could be very tall and very skinny, but they even mold him in a way where he's kind of stuck in like a crouched pose. And he's got that weird wrecking ball arm, which is this thing. I'm not going to bother transforming it while on the show, but I don't know. I liked it. I was happy with it, and it fits on the arm pretty good. And all I'm looking for now is, I'm just sitting here waiting for Overload to come out, which will be, either in May or June. Probably more, June is probably a more likely.
How many are left for that?
After this guy, it's just Overload, unless you count Skipjack. Skipjack is also.
Skipjack and Scavenger hasn't seen proliferation everywhere yet, and we've all been inside, so we haven't been able to shop. So there are probably a bunch of Scavengers in warehouses somewhere.
Well, he's coming when Overload hits. Scavengers packed with him. So
right. I'm just saying a lot of us are not fully caught up to even pre-Scrapper levels. So
yeah, Scavenger's been very hard to find.
How much of it can you put together right now? Like, does it hold together really well?
You can't really put it. I mean, they did this. They released it in such a way. Yeah, you need Overload to combine everything that came before. So I had Scavenger with the arms together, which is about as much as you can do, and it's kind of pointless to put Mixmaster on that without Overload because he just like falls right off.
Yeah.
But they basically released it in such a way where you can't even like pretend you have Devastator unless you have Overload as the last piece. So
it's post Railgun Devastator after after
he's dead.
Simmons got a hold of him. Yeah.
So yeah, Scrapper's out. He's cool. Pick him up. He was actually really cheap on Target for a while. He was like $20, and then there were sales on top of that. So
that was like the buy one get one half off sale.
Yeah, and he was mispriced, so like doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. All right, for my pick, so I went out and had to get some groceries and supplies and whatnot at Walmart. So when I was there, I decided to go by the toy aisle, and so I found the fourth version of this mold here. So
shame on you.
Yeah. And Target Master. So, but
they're called weaponizers.
But yeah,
I thought they were Battle Masters.
Are they?
I get 4.
They're weaponizers in the TCG. That's my Transformers right now, okay?
Hey, there's my Lionizer. That's like Gen 1 Lionizer. Look, that's the only reason to buy that set. Sweet.
Wait, Lionizer exists? Is he like an Action Master weapon?
He's an Action Master weapon. He belongs to Rad. Rad, who is the easiest freaking repaint. He has a card chest. Put someone with a card chest in red with a new head. You got a Rad. You got a Lionizer to go with it. Everyone wins. But no, where's my Rad? I've been waiting how long? We've been doing classic style stuff and no Rad yet. Sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah. So here we go. We've got Lionizer and whatnot. And the Megatron looks really cool. Like, the only thing that's really frustrating about all of these, right, is that like I think that the paint decos are probably better on these than the ones that have come before, but it's like somewhat frustrating that it's like it's not that much different. And like I'm like as much as the paint, like unless you're a crazy person like me, like I don't necessarily know that you like need to go get it. That's why I think like a lot of these, like the Sideswipe's the same way, the Hound's the same way, where it's like, I mean, it's slightly nicer, but like, is it nicer enough to go like if you don't care about
Hotlink's the only one that's pushing that button for me because the Seekers are like the tampos on the Seekers are awful.
Yeah.
And Hotlink looks really nice, not having all that crap all over it.
But you know what these are for, right? These are for, when the show comes out and the kids are like, I want that, Magnus, and I want that whoever, and the parents are like, oh God, what now? How? Oh, it's not. These aren't for us. I mean, yeah, they're premium deco for us, but the existence of these repaints is for kids.
But
if they wanted to get my money, they'd paint them all in cell shaded.
Okay, so here's my question. I know, like we're probably different, right? But like what kid, like this is $40, right? And so like there's no way
I only got that for Christmas.
Right, I was gonna say my kids, like if I were saying, okay, you get an option of a $40 toy or I'll buy you a new video game like on the Switch, like which do you think that they're gonna pick?
Depends on the week with my kid.
So,
depends on the week. Sometimes he wants the Switch game. Sometimes he's looking for the robot. Yeah. But he saves his own money. I don't buy him anything.
Depends on that kid's commitment to the brand, Lucas.
These are facts.
Right. I was gonna say I know my kids don't have that commitment, so but they're also younger, so
this brand's gonna die with all of us when we're, cotton tops.
Well, I mean, not really, because I definitely left Transformers for video games for a long time, but I came back. It took a little while. I came back.
I didn't go anywhere.
There are Transformers video games as well too. So
needs to be more.
Yeah, God, I would love to see another like when they release the new systems and whatnot to do a new War for Cybertron.
I mean, the question is
someone needs to translate that PS2 game from Japan and just make it a $10 DLC thing. Just here you go from like 2002 or 2003
I'd buy it for $10.
You know what I would? Can I say my thing for video games? I would love to see. There was this game called The Warriors that came out that was basically like you play the movie The Warriors. You've seen it a million times if you're a fan, and you basically just play through the movie. If they did that for Transformers, the movie, the animated film, just made a game where we like, opening scene is you're on Lithone and you gotta escape. Like, how amazing would that be?
It'd be maybe it's cool.
Not. Well, the
straight sell 50 copies.
Like
I'll buy 50.
Devastation was kind of like an episode of G1, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
It had a lot of the action games sort of like level design that was a little, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty good.
The real horror that Devastation brought upon our fandom was anime decos of customs that look like they're underwater.
It can go a little overboard, but I like the cell shaded. I have my cell shaded Optimus and Megatron over there. They're pretty.
I just pick a light source, bro.
So, this was
yes,
like
they do look cool.
So we have Wave 1 of the Netflix show. Is there going to be a Wave 2 like this year, or is it not going to be until the next version of the show comes out like next year?
That's a great question.
Silly decos of what we have currently on store shelves. I mean, wait. Oh, you can find it on store shelves? Oh, wait, no, you can't.
I mean, the fact that Japan is bringing this stuff out as War for Cybertron toys means, yes, it's going to continue.
Unless the show does absolutely terrible on Netflix.
It won't.
They're committed.
Everyone's locked inside. It's going to be on Netflix. These kids aren't going. They go to school.
It's not coming out till July, right, or something like that.
Still going to be locked inside. COVID-19, man.
I think I thought it was June. I don't know. I guess we don't have a firm date on it.
I don't know. I'd be a little facetious. I think it was like June 2.
It sounds right. If they were smart, they would just launch it now because it's done. Like they were
Right.
probably waiting for San Diego, and it's like, oh, that's done.
Yeah.
You might as well just put it out now.
Yeah,
and
what
see-
Transformers Netflix character were they going to release at San Diego Comic-Con? That's the question.
Probably Optimus Prime.
Probably.
You know, Thing Truck.
Yeah, I'll be excited to
I
get
think-
yet another variation of Optimus Prime as well. Yay.
Maybe they'll
With-
finally. Maybe it'll be the first official Hasbro dead Optimus Prime in all gray.
I would totally buy that. I'm gonna buy whatever, but I don't know. I appreciate that they're slapping the extra paint applications on there. The price is whatever to me. We're gonna buy it anyway. But could we just get a clean copy, a clean version of these molds? I don't want Scuffy Scuff Megatron and Scuffy Scuff Hound. Hound had scuffy pants the first time and a scuffy top this time, and the greens don't match, so you can't swap parts. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
So the thing that annoys me about this is like I actually don't really like the battle damage again. Like you were saying, like the chest, the fact that it has those marks in the chest, like can I just not have that? And then whatever the splatter is on his crotch, like I just don't need that. Like I actually think I think the legs look pretty neat, like the way that they did the paint on that. And I like the dark gray and whatnot, but yeah, I mean I agree with you, Peter, is like, you know, can we just have a clean one? So I don't know. I guess the Earthrise one, I guess, is going to be pretty clean. I mean, I guess we don't know for sure because we've only seen the mock samples so far at Toy Fair. But wasn't Paul? That was pretty clean, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. I think they abandoned the battle damage. Except
Yeah.
now that Netflix went battle damage crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So round 2, Michael, what you got?
Well, this one was Paul's fault because he reminded me it existed, and then I immediately hunted it down after the last time he was on Ouch My Wallet, and that was the Matrix Blaster. The Matrix Buster, Big Convoy. And then my next guy, also Paul's fault, because where I bought this from, they had something on sale. So I'm blaming Paul. But yeah, I had to go pick this up because I'm a Beast Wars collector. If you haven't noticed behind me, there's just details full of Beast Wars figures.
They look good.
And I actually didn't realize it had come out until he was on the show with it. And then I was like, wait a second. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to hear something about this. Like, I didn't hear anything. And it just came out under the radar. And yeah, so I ordered it immediately. And it's...
What'd you do with your Navi figure?
Oh, it's right here. I haven't put the stickers on it.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm going to put the stickers on it.
Don't.
Yeah.
Does she come with a stand or anything to like hold her
No.
up?
Oh. Well,
Don't do
it's
that.
done now.
Come on, man.
I don't know where I put my Navi. She's somewhere in this basement.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to display it because, yeah, it doesn't have a stand or anything. Like, it doesn't, like, connect to... It sit anywhere on Big Convoy or anything like that, so...
The stand will be a campaign item that's going to come out 3 years from now, and it's only going to be 10 of them made.
I haven't pulled out my original Big Convoy to see how different the colors are from it, because this one is mostly toy colors. Whereas, you know, the Encore was animation colors. But just eyeballing it, I think a few of the shades are a little different. Like the tusks are brighter, where the original is more yellow, and I mean that's cool to me. I'm one of those with Beast Wars. It's like, you know, Cheetor with green eyes and Cheetor with blue eyes are characters, or both things that I need just because they're slightly different. And I mean, I have an Air Razor with blue chrome, and I have an Air Razor with pink chrome. So this being slightly colored variant, you know, that's a plus in my book.
You and me, man.
Now you got to get the anime one to put that Matrix Buster on.
Oh, I got it. It's up there with the blue one.
Got them all.
At this point, the only ones I don't have are the original blue one and Black Big Convoy, and I think like there's a clear Big Convoy that was a lucky draw or something like that. But
All right, Peter, what you got?
Okay, this is a cheat because the toys aren't here. Well, are they? No. Okay, they're not. This is a cheat. But just like everybody else this week, these guys showed up in the mail. Lobclaw or Nautilator, and I'm having a brain fart. Help. Sea-Wing or Kraken or Clerken.
those just went back up on Pulse too.
Yeah, they did. For the
I accidentally
14th
pre-ordered
time.
them a second time and then
They're
canceled
worth
them.
Oh.
Because I was like, I already have pre-ordered, so I thought I had pre-ordered the other two that haven't come out yet, and so I was like, oh yeah, they're up there. This show has influenced me to buy those figures as well. You guys are influenced me to do bad things. I actually got these in this week. I wasn't going to talk about them, but I got them in.
Yeah, all four of the ones that have shown up at my house so far, all at my desk at work. I've been playing with those. Piranacon was the first combiner I completed as a kid. So I had pieces of all the other combiners up to that point, but Piranacon was the first one I got like all 6 figures, and it was just like my mind was blown, little 8-year-old me. So it has that special spot in our Destron heart, and seeing these has really, really hit the spot. You want to talk about being excited for things? I'm genuinely excited to receive these figures.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the colors are so great on those. I've been watching some of your Deskbot stuff. You've been having fun with those.
Oh yeah.
They are, like, I obviously I would love the set as God Neptune. But yeah, there's something to love about just some like garish pink and teal and blue figures on a shelf. Like it's fun stuff.
They really pop. They really, really pop. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They took some liberties with like the Target Master modes for Lobclaw. They have him backwards now, where he's shooting out from his tail, whereas the Gen 1 figure, you put the gun in the mouth and the claws are forward. But you can still make that configuration. You can do that. So just little nitpicks here and there, because pouring over instructions as a kid, you kind of like it gets stuck in your head how it should be versus how it ends up when they readdress it 35 years later or whatever. So, yeah. So yeah, very happy.
Exactly how it was as I was a kid.
How dare you articulate my stuff?
All right, Paul, what you got?
Well,
He's gonna go digging for a Navi.
yeah, now I got to find that. Now that you reminded me, I don't have it. I did get this. I went duck hunting, and I caught a big mallard. It's duck camo convoy, but the problem is this is my MISB version, so I'm not going to open this. And I wanted to show off. I figured by now I would have my other one that I ordered, but just wanted to inform everyone that if you don't ship from via DHL from Japan, you ain't gonna get your shit.
They shut down. Japan Post isn't shipping out. It's all DHL.
Well, the tough part is when you tell your third-party freight forwarder to ship your stuff as soon as possible, and then it takes them 2 days to relay that message, and the day they finally do is the day they drop the hammer on EMS shipping. So I keep checking that shipping notification, and it's like, it's been in this holding pattern for 21 days. And so I get a nice, pretty box to look at.
You're not the only one in that boat.
You should send an angry note to the seller to be like, I shipped this EMS and it's still not here.
No, I mean, I knew it was coming.
It's not their fault.
I did actually email them this week because I just was like, it's been 19 days. I just need to let them know that I know. And I just said, hey, I know that things are delayed, and I'm not blaming you, but just have you gotten? I guess my question was, are they shipping stuff back to you,
Yeah.
and then you ship it again, or what? And they said that no, they're not actually
holding it.
returning stuff. Well, there's less planes, there's less people, so sooner or later it'll just get on a plane and get over here. But
DHL's shipping really fast though, like 5
Oh,
days.
yeah.
This one. This
I don't
arrived
need to be
yesterday.
reminded.
This arrived yesterday. I ordered it on Friday. I'm not going to divulge what it is, but it's Gen 1 Japanese in the box, and it's not something that we had over here. So
I got
Nice.
Digimon cards in like 5 days. Yeah.
Well, this previous one, my sealed one, I got from Atmos Tokyo Direct, and they
Yeah.
shipped it DHL. So there you go.
Yeah,
According to Mr. Starscream, you can still buy it from there.
I think he's right. I think you can, because I just was poking around today because I'm on the Atmos like marketing team. You can't unsubscribe from it. There's no Japanese unsubscribe link. Like I can't find it. So I get these notifications from their app, and they're like, Nike clearance. And I went in there to see if the price had gone down any further, and apparently it hadn't. But it's still available.
That's the MP10.
Yes, it's this guy. This pretty fancy box. No shoes.
Yet
but,
another
I
one
never-
paint.
Never
Yeah,
owned that
MP10
mold. How many is that now? That's like 200.
It's like 13, I think. Something in actuality. I can't wait to open it and just mess around with it. There's some TikToks I want to make with it. So I got 3 looks.
Hey, in the chat they're telling you to cut the tape. So,
Well, I'll give him we'll see what the next round brings.
so.
Is it
I
Rick?
almost thought
Is Rick
about
in there?
opening something up on.
All right, so for me, I got the WaveMate, so I got Hot Link as well, and his little
You mean Skywarp?
yeah Skywarp. So
Is that your Skywarp
actually,
stand-in?
This might actually be my favorite of this mold as far as like the paint decos. Potentially, it's hard to say. I like the Red Wing a lot too, but the paint on them looks really nice and whatnot. And I like the fact that it has like this orange, over here and all that as well. So, but and the Target Masters are really cool too. Like I actually, I honestly have not really liked most of the Target Masters that come out. Like, they've just been whatever. But these look really nice. I really like the colors on them. I have the paint and whatnot on them. So I would actually recommend. I don't know. I like the Hot Link. I think that's probably the best, Netflix figure. I think overall, for me.
I would not disagree.
It's a very nice looking figure. Like, again, they got rid of all that crap all over the mold,
Yeah.
and it just looks nice. It just looks it's solid colors. It's got a little bit of that gradient in places that they're doing on the figures, but it just looks nice.
Yeah.
Is it mostly molded in black and they painted it, or are there purple parts too? Like the wings look probably purple.
The wings look
no,
like they had the gradient on it though.
No, everything is black. It's like completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like if you strip the paint on that, it would be an all black.
Yeah,
Black
there's a
Death
couple different colors. Like it looks like there's a couple different colors of black, on here slightly. Like I don't know if you probably can't tell from my lighting or whatever, but it seems like that there's 2 different colors of black plastic. So one of them's lighter. So, are they?
Cool.
Are these like selling for a fair amount? Like Ron was saying that.
Oh yeah.
COVID-19.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no.
The only people out there buying things are scalpers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I think they're supposed to ship for everybody in June, right? Beginning of June.
Doesn't that bother you? Like, how can Walmart be so out of sync with their own supply chains. Like, that is so just pathetic, really.
Well,
I don't get
the
it.
same thing happened to me on the whatchamacallit, the other ones that they released, the 35th anniversary ones.
Oh, the
Like,
cell shaded ones, or
yeah, the cell shaded ones, like those never shipped either. And so I ended up canceling my orders because I found them in store. So I don't understand. Like, it seems like if they're shipping it at, logistically, like, I mean, especially with that, like, I guess these I could kind of understand. I don't know, but like, I mean, they had zillions of these things. Like, why? I don't understand why the online orders are so different.
Well, you could get them on Zabby for $30 last week. Unlimited amount.
On what?
Zav. I don't want to. Why am I telling people my secrets? Zavvi.
Yeah, there you go. So, but yeah. So,
and I'll tell you. I bet your ass that'll get there before the Walmart ones do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So, anyway. All right, Michael, what you got?
All right, last one was again. I was going to buy Buster Big Convoy, and I noticed that TF Source was having a sale on some stuff, and there was another Primal there that I had been waiting to get for a little cheaper than it originally is. That was this guy, the Encore Return Convoy. So now I own all 3 versions of the mold. And I was saying in the Discord, he's probably got one detail that no other figure on this show would have, and that's he has a robot butt, or he's got a monkey butt. But yeah, so I picked him up. I mean, the colors on him are actually really nice. Of the 3 versions that have ever come out of this thing, it at least looks pretty nice. It's got nice paint. His chest is all painted. It actually made me go open up the original because I still had it in the box, and I think I bought him from Rick.
The Air Attack from already?
Yeah, I bought him from Rick last year, I think. And you can see his the chest was not painted, and it's overall worse. The rubber bands in this box were just disintegrated. Also, it had those old. You guys remember those old metal twist ties?
Mm-hmm.
Those things are awful. They're actually the worst. But yeah, I opened him up. Batteries were all corroded inside of it. I hate batteries.
Oh.
So I had to open that up and clean it out and get those batteries out of there. But yeah, I've finally given me an excuse to open that up. But yeah, I picked them up for $100. That's still a lot, but I don't care. It falls under Beast Wars because it's Beast Machines, and I buy all the different color variants. I'm gonna get, if it was in Universe, I'd pick it up. Oh yeah, I have that one too. He's right here. He's right here.
The Platinum.
He's the actual worst version of this. He had batteries in him too. I realized after, because I knew the Air Attack Optimus Primal had them because they had a big old try me on the box, right? It's like press the chest. And I was like, all right, those things are definitely corroded. And they were definitely corroded.
Lucas, to find the batteries, you've got to put it on a table and get a hammer. And you just hit it repeatedly until those batteries just emerge.
Okay.
Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
There's this back area here behind the behind his thrusters.
Instead of cut the tape, it's smash the ape.
There's exactly. There's a couple of screws in there that look like they're just screws to hold the toy together, but it's actually just a big old battery panel back there. But yeah, the Platinum one does have batteries in them. I realized after opening up the other one that I should check the Platinum one. This one, luckily, any collectors out there keeping him MISB, I guess if you're keeping him MISB, you don't care. He doesn't have batteries in him. He ships sans batteries, so the acid's not going to corrode him away and destroy the figure. Anyone out there asking for lights and sounds, stop. We don't want lights and sounds anymore. Batteries are terrible for toy collecting. Just no more, never again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no,
that's
I agree with that.
that's
I was
Paul.
gonna say-
And again, I blame Paul because he made me realize the Buster Matrix whatever Prime big convoy was out, and then I saw that on sale.
I woke you up, dude. You were snoozing.
I spent like $200 that night.
I was gonna say this version, I spent much less on it. I think it was like one of those things where I kept saying I'm not gonna get it, not gonna get it, and then like I can't remember who was it that had it on clearance. Was it Amazon? I think.
Amazon.
I think it was
Amazon had them for like 15 or 20 bucks.
Yeah, and so I finally was like, okay, fine. And so
Yeah.
I don't know like what I'm doing with him because he just hangs out because he's so big that it's hard to find a good spot for him on the shelf, especially if you're not a Beast Wars collector. And so I don't really have a Beast Wars shelf, so he just kind of hangs out wherever.
Yeah, I ended up waiting on that one for a good long while because historically all of the year of toys went on clearance. No one wanted those toys. Like I got the Soundwave super cheap too. That
Oh yeah,
clear
Player
white
Masters.
and orange.
Yeah.
that thing looked awful though.
It's awful and I love it, but
Yeah.
I have a thing for awfully colored toys.
All right, Peter, what you got?
I've got. I just realized I have a lot more that I want to show off. Do you want to see something Gen 1
Do
and
it.
ridiculously hard to find? Do you want to see something that's not Transformers at all, or do you want to see something that I had commissioned? Player's choice.
Just lightning round, just
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say hard
do it
to
all.
find.
Why not? We could go another round. We could just say.
Okay.
I was
we'll
gonna
just
say
do
you
another.
could take my spot like next round because I don't have anything else.
Let's go to 11:30.
So I've got some GI Joes. I bought some subscription GI Joes. These I opened up. This guy is okay. So I got Salvo, and Tollbooth, and Raptor, who is amazing. I had Salvo and Raptor as a kid. I didn't have Tollbooth as a kid. I did not have the bridge layer. But I bought the FSS versions. I'm trying to wind down my GI Joe collection. Oh, and I got Footloose too, but I haven't opened him yet. He arrived today. So. Woo! And he was a 2012 membership figure for the club.
Do you play the song when you start opening them?
I have songs playing in my head all the time, and I have, yes, short version. And I on weekends I'll start monologues and sing and play things on YouTube really loud, and the kids hate me for it. But that's their problem, not mine. So Raptor's awesome. Tollbooth, I bought an upgrade kit for him from Raging Spoon Toys. It's a new vest, new hat, like he has a hard hat, orange hard hat, and a new belt. Need to do some color tweaks on that, so he's over there in the lab. Raptor was perfect, and I bought the original Real American Hero helmet for Salvo to put on this Salvo. I plan on doing a head swap for Footloose, and I'm working a whole bunch of customs again in the lab. And Yo Joe.
Cobra, la 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 la.
We have a Globulus in the lab right now, just so you know.
I'm knocking toys over. Sorry.
All right, Paul, what you got?
Let me transform.
He transformed into a chair.
So, I have a Robot Heroes Grimlock motorcycle guy. Turns into a motorcycle. Ooh.
Is that a new toy or is that an old one?
No, this is actually pretty new. This is hard to find. But it's
Okay,
basically
yeah.
a G1 Grimlock Robot Hero. I mean, it's came out last year.
Yeah.
But I also got this mask. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's a little hard to hear, but
Yeah, it's hard for me to even speak.
I got this Tarn mask like a few weeks ago.
It's pretty cool.
It's made out of resin, and it's like this artist I guess I follow on Twitter was like, it was right at the beginning of the whole. She was going to have this at TFCon Orlando, and she was kind of showing it off. She's like, I only have a few of these. I was going to sell these. If anyone wants them, check it out. And I just thought,
you know, we're all bummed out that this isn't happening. So I just bit the bullet and bought it. And
You bought a plague mask.
I bought it actually worked. You know, I take this out to the store if I got to. Everyone, you know, wants to shake my hand if I'm wearing it.
Don't shake anyone's hand.
You're right. Yeah. We don't even touch each other. They just get away from me. It's great. But I got this for a very specific reason to maybe wear at some point, but it's a little uncomfortable for my face. Plus, I realized after putting it on that I have gained some pounds and my face is fatter than the mask now. So that's a fun little anecdote. But it's just a really well-made artist piece, and it's a Tarn mask. So
Do you remember what the artist name is that did that? I can't remember.
it's like name. It's hard to remember. You know, bad branding, but it's like CC Esprit is my recollection of it, but I'd have to stop everything I'm doing and go find it to check. But I found she's on Etsy, and I asked her if she had more of these, and she does have some. She's planning to go to the UK convention to sell some, but we'll see if that's going to happen. So maybe she'll put more up for sale online because it's pretty intricate. It's a lot of material to make this. But it is kind of heavy. Like I wish it had like a whole head harness thing, so it wasn't just a strap. But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, she
it's kind of fun.
She actually came to TF Expo and
Did she?
Sold masks there as well. And I really wish I would have bought it at the time. I mean, they looked really cool, but I was running around so much I just didn't get a chance to get it. I'm trying to find I'm trying to think.
Well, it's a really well-made thing. I've never done any cosplay or purchased something sight unseen. You know, that it doesn't fit my face super well, and I think you could customize it to be a little better. So maybe someday I'll do that. And this is by no means, I'm not digging on the artist at all. It's just like, those are the kind of things you can't predict are going to be tailored to your specific needs. But it's a serious mask. I mean, I would look up the artist if you can. Just look up Tarn mask on
trying
Twitter.
To find it. I should have been looking it up while you were doing it. I'll try and see if I can find it while we go around and mention it.
There it is. CC Esprit. Yep.
There we go. Thank you, Peter. You're much better about those things.
Yes, thank you. I actually had it right. I can't believe that. But seriously, this Grimlock, hard to find. But I figured the mask was cooler, so.
Yeah. So, all right. I guess the only other thing that I have here is, what is this, Lobclaw?
That's Kraken.
That's Kraken, yeah.
No, wait, which one?
Or Sea-Wing or Clerkin or whatever you want it.
Clerkin.
Yeah. On the Gen 1 box, it says Clerkin.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, the Japanese box calls Lobclaw.
Lobclaw.
So yeah, so that was the other one I got. I haven't got this a while ago, but I haven't shown it off yet. So there we go.
I have technically pre-ordered those, but I pre-ordered them like 2 weeks after the original pre-orders went out of stock. So I'm waiting. I think I actually got the shipping notification today, though. So.
Nice. Yeah. It seems like they're. I think they're shipping the last couple here pretty soon too. So.
Yeah, a bunch of us got our ship notifications today and yesterday.
Yeah. I'm hoping that means next week or the week after they go back up and I can buy the last two. I was actually not going to buy the two, or I was not going to open the two I got until I was like sure I got the last two. But given that they just keep coming back in stock, I'm like, I'll be able to get them. So I went ahead and opened them.
I would imagine Friday will be the day that they go up.
Yeah,
it's a prediction, so I don't know, but that would follow the pattern of the previous ones.
It will be one of the Fridays, given that they have announced their Fan Friday thing.
There you go.
What's the Fan Friday?
They're calling it Fan Friday, where they I guess they I don't know, they feature certain things first and like on their site or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but apparently that's when the pre-orders have been going up for certain. They're coming back for certain things and stuff like that. They're gonna have like a stream for one of the figures this Friday, I think, for like a GI Joe figure or something like that, if I recall correctly.
Oh, they're
Can I
probably going to
insert a-
reveal Snake Eyes.
Yeah. Can I insert a family joke for Rob at this point? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There, I just did it. It was hilarious. I'm excited about the new Joe stuff coming out. Just for the record, I'm really interested to see what the Heritage 4-inch line is going to look like.
Now, is that
I'm
Heritage
too-
line? Is
I'm a
that
little
supposed
too
to be
young for
everywhere,
Joe.
or is it supposed to be?
Walmart
Yeah,
only, from what I
Walmart.
understand. Yeah.
And they've really been getting into the vintage stuff, haven't they?
Yeah, they got the Ghostbusters are out now. They're always pushing Transformers and
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool.
So, all right, Michael, what else you got?
Oh, we're going another round.
Well, how about this? I guess if you don't have anything else, Peter, I think you got 2 things. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, the only other things I have is the Seacons that I showed like 3 times now.
All right, so lightning round, I guess. You guys know who this is?
the deluxe
Venom.
Insecticon, Venom.
It's
Yeah,
Venom. This is a classic style, akin to the Fans Project 3-pack that they came out with 2013 or whatever. That was missing Venom, but this is by
incredible.
Customs by Spoonman. I commissioned this, and it's made of all sorts of different stuff. Some Rekgar in here, and some other things going on. But you can check him out on Customs by Spoonman on his Facebook page, and he's got a really, really nice photo shoot of this figure. Fully transforms, comes with a weapon, and it in robot mode, it slots right into that big empty spot that the Fans Project Insecticon Deluxes left with their omission of Venom. So he's going to get popped into robot mode, and he's going to join his comrades over here. I had about a year ago picked up just a spare, non-broken, just a rando Gen 1 Venom that I was going to cut up and do this myself. But then I saw his work. He had done a Venom for somebody else, and I was like, ooh, me next. So he was kind enough to be available, and it's outstanding. I love this thing. It's great.
That looks amazing.
I really like the white feet.
Yep. Yeah, it hits all the notes that the figure should hit. I mean, he even has like stickers and stuff in there to mimic some of the stickers from the Gen 1 figure. It's gorgeous. Yeah, Customs by Spoonman. Really, really, and Black Arachnia. We know Black Arachnia. He has like 15 commissions in with Spoonman right now for like all sorts of random stuff. So yeah, good stuff coming.
That's
I
awesome.
always loved like Venom always just looked cool from the deluxe Insecticons.
So,
Yeah.
what was your rare G1 figure, Peter?
What's the hardest to find Gen 1 US figure you can think of?
Roadbuster.
Okay. Cliff Jumper? Bumble Jumper? Maybe Bumble Jumper? What about...
I don't know enough about
Does
G1.
St. Louis mean anything to anybody?
Happy Meal Tricks.
Part of my family is from St. Louis.
Oh,
It's St. Louis Happy Meal Cliff Jumper in green, sealed with an Omnibot offer in the little package thing. We'll mail it
Oh
away
my
thing.
gosh!
So
Wow.
I didn't
St.
even know that existed.
yeah, the St. Louis, it was they're called the St. Louis McDonald's Happy Meal toys. 24 colors or 30 colors, depending on your count. There are some shade variations that people count as official versus not. This puts me at 17, I think, but it's my first sealed one. So I picked this up in one of the groups, and I already have the figure. so I don't know. Like, I have it loose, so I got to figure out what I'm doing with that and whatever. But yeah, I want the full set, obviously, and they were only out. It's 4 different figures in 6 different colors, and yeah, they don't transform. They don't do anything. They're really just plastic, 2-tone. They feel waxy and weird. In fact, I think I have one. Who's over here somewhere? Let me dig around. Yeah, I have a.
Is it that the Cliff Jumper only came out in St. Louis, or they all only came out in St. Louis?
All of them only came out in
St. Louis. Like a test run.
The whole line.
Were they like a test market?
Yeah, and then it didn't go nationwide, and so they're like ridiculously hard to find. One sec, I'll grab a Bumble.
Wow, I had no idea they were that rare, because I have a few of the Bumblebees. Like like blue and green and yellow.
But then I'm not a G1 guy. Nor do I research variants.
I feel like this is one of those things that, most people would not consider their G1 collection incomplete without these, I don't think it's like a required thing or anything.
Oh, it's required.
Well, yeah, for some people.
It is it's not required until you meet someone like Peter, and then he's like, yeah, but do you have the St. Louis Cliff Jumper Happy Meal toys?
So
and you're like, I didn't even know those existed.
I have all the bronze. I have all the Gearses. I think I'm missing some of the Bumblebees and some of the Cliff Jumpers. So this is a Bumblebee. Let's see if I can get. There we go. See, black and yellow Bumblebee. There's nothing inside. They're just hollow turds, magical hollow turds, and they have a stamp, copyright 1985 Hasbro. And there are samples of the Happy Meal box floating around. One report I saw said that there are only 3 known, and one of them's covered in McDonald's grease, so it's like slimy and nasty. But there are 2 that are in pretty nice shape, and one of them sold like maybe 2.5 years ago for about $200 on eBay. So if I'd had the money at that point for that. If my brain were there at that point, I would have gone for it, but I was somewhere else 2 years ago. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's it for me. Woo! Ouch, my wallet.
Thank you for that history lesson.
It just amazes me, some of these figures that you show off that are like so sought after, that are like objectively, just is like a Happy Meal toy that, But again, like that's the kind of stuff that like, so, a bunch of kids probably threw them away or put them in a garage sale or just whatever. They're probably just
shot them up, smashed them. Yeah.
Right.
I bet there were a bunch in the Cardinals stadium trash.
Probably. Yeah.
So, Paul, do you have anything else, or?
I guess it's not that cool, but
I have to follow up Peter.
Here's what the U.S. versions of the Beast Wars toys look like. If you were wondering.
Levy.
Burning Convoy. Lio Convoy.
Oh, they shipped Burning Convoy?
Both are called Cybertron Leader.
Yeah. Are they? Is the purpose of that box so they don't have to trademark anything?
I've already talked about my theory on this, and I think it's Takara's fuck you to Hasbro for making them sell the exact same toy across the world. But the only reason I was going to bring those up is because I really want to open this. I really want this Lio Convoy, but I don't collect. This isn't Optimus Prime. This is Lio Convoy. This is some beast shit. I don't really want to do it. But Peter, what do you think? Are they going to release Galva-Leo in this mold?
At some point, they are.
I don't know.
They're gonna do Flash.
They're gonna do Flash, Lio Convoy. They're gonna do a Galva at some point. It might be a campaign thing. It might be a Wonderfest thing.
They should make it a lucky draw just to really F me over.
I would definitely open like if I knew they weren't doing Galva-Leo, I would open this. If I knew they were, I would not. So I'm in this limbo state.
Just keep it sealed.
Okay. Twist my arm. That's it.
But I mean, a lot of people haven't seen those boxes yet, so I thought it was kind of yippee.
I'm still sitting here waiting for Big Bad to get their delivery of, burning convoys.
Keep waiting.
Well, it's kind of
Keep-
interesting the
Keep
difference.
away to know.
Like I have no idea what the Chosen Prime is doing to get all their stuff. Like they're like DHL air shipping everything. Like they're stocked up, but the big bads and all those probably have this stuff on freighters that they're
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're probably ordering so many that
right.
it's better to pallet it.
Right.
So something kind of notable about this 38 is this is the second vertically released Hasbro USA box. Hound was also done this way for some reason. Usually they're, like this.
Just to mess up your uniformity.
I'm not sure I would want to display those black boxes like that. Like the Takara boxes definitely look cool. But,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
so,
They also come with those pins, those little black box pins that are also in that nasty black sleeve thing. So.
mm-hmm.
Ouch.
There we go. I think we're done then. So thank you guys for joining me tonight, and it's a lot of fun. And we got Cut the Tape coming up on Friday, and some more TF Talk news and TFYLP. Check out Microcasters was last night, and we're rolling through all the Seacons reviewing. We did Navigator last night, so yeah.
I dropped some pictures I took of my toys earlier today on the Discord. If people want to check out the Discord and check out the toys, including a really nasty shot of corroded batteries.
Dog alert.
Yeah, he's ready for bed. He's like, what are you doing in here?
Right.
He's very confused right now.
He's the king of the beasts. He's not used to you being in there.
All right. Well,
Corroding
thank
his
you,
space.
everyone in the chat. Rodimus, Ron, and Zaldron, I think. Did I miss anyone? I think that was it from the chat. So thank you, guys, and we will see you next week. Well, ouch is 2 weeks, but whatnot.
Take care, guys.